numerical method. Unit 1 in numerical method is solution of nonlinear equations. Solution of non-linear equations. Okay, this is our topic. Solution of nonlinear equations. Okay. So before starting the actual solution of the nonlinear equations, we must have some basic idea about the numerical method. Okay. So first of all, let's talk about what is numerical method. Okay. Numerical method, which is the title of our course also. Okay. So numerical method भनेको के हो त भन्दा कुनै पनि म्याथमेटिकल अथवा साइन्टिफिक इन्जिनियरिङ प्रब्लम्सहरू हुन्छ नि, त्यो म्याथमेटिकल साइन्टिफिक इन्जिनियरिङ प्रब्लमलाई सल्भ गर्नको लागि चाहिँ म्याथमेटिक्सको हेल्प लिन्छ. देयर आर सम प्रिन्सिपल्स and there are some theories. Based on those principles and theories, a mathematical model is developed. You have studied physics. In physics, what we do, if we have any problem, then we have some basic principles, assumptions, and based on those principles and assumptions, we develop one mathematical model. We develop some mathematical formulae that will hold true on that problem domain, and then we will solve the problem by using that mathematical model. Okay, so numerical method is also the technique of solving such mathematical models. Okay, in numerical method what happens, we solve a given problem numerically. Okay, for example, you may solve a quadratic equation, right? Ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0 be a quadratic equation. Then you have the parameters involved here, a, b, c, right? These parameters, these are the dummy parameters whose value may be anything. Okay, any valid value they may take. But for this kind of problem, we have developed the solution. What is the solution of this problem? That is x is equals to what? Minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac divided by twice a. This is called analytical approach to solve the problem. Okay, it is not numerical method. It is the analytical method to solve this problem. The analytical methods we can use to solve any problem as long as we have got some formulae, we have got some procedures. But if we go to higher degree polynomial, for example, ax 5 plus bx 4 and so on, cx 3 and so on. For higher degree polynomial, it will be very difficult to solve this kind of problem by using the analytical approach, and we do not have the formula for that kind of solution also. Okay, in such case we must be able to use numerical methods. Okay, so numerical methods can be applied basically in two cases. Okay, in two cases numerical approach or the numerical method may be suitable. The first is, okay, we cannot solve the problem analytically. If we cannot solve the problem analytically, that means we do not have any pre-existing formulae and rules, okay, for solving the problem. In that case, we have to use the numerical method for solving that kind of problem. Another is the problem is very difficult to deal with. Okay, the problem is very hard to deal with. Okay, in these two cases, basically in these two cases, we have to go for numerical method. For example, in the first case, we can say we cannot solve the problem analytically. That means we may encounter a situation where we may have to find the values. For example, in case of integration, say we have to find a to b e power x square dx. Okay, so if we encounter this kind of problem, then we do not have any pre-existing formulae to solve such problems. So in that case, we may have to go for analytical method to solve this problem. Okay, but for solving the analytical method, these parameters should be replaced by the exact numerical values. Otherwise, we cannot solve it numerically. Okay, so I will discuss that in the characteristics of numerical method also. So here it should be 1 to 2 e power x squared dx. If it is in this format, then we can apply the numerical method. In this particular example also, if we use these parameters, then definitely we can apply the numerical method. The problem should be specific. That is, I may have the problem like 2x5 plus 3.7 x4 plus 0.5 x cubed and so on. The problem should be specific. Only then I can apply the numerical method. Okay, so what is a numerical method? So we can say numerical method is a mathematical tool. Okay, so numerical method is a mathematical tool. Mathematical tool that is designed to solve the numerical problems. Okay, so in the numerical problems, I already told you, in the numerical problems, here numerical problems, I mean the specific problems, okay, that doesn't involve any dummy parameters. Okay, in such case we can use the numerical method. Actually, in numerical method, what happens? We approximate. Actually, there are two ways to solve any problem using numerical method. Okay, one is direct method, another is iterative method. So we approximate any value, especially in case of the iterative method, we approximate some value, we approximate the result, and we check whether the result is obtained to the desired level of accuracy or not. Okay, for example, we have a problem, say P, then we assume one of the method of solving the problem numerically involves the guess of the final result. Okay, final result we will guess, and we will iteratively check for the result, whether the result obtained is up to the desired level of accuracy or not. Okay, so for example, let's take the problem is to find the root of any given function. Okay, we have a given function, say y equals to fx. Okay, say y equals to fx, then we have to find the root of this equation. Okay, root means root of any function, means the point x where the functional value becomes 0. Okay, that means if I plot this function in a graph, okay, let's say I'm plotting this function in a graph. Okay, this is the function. Then the root of this function, which is y equals to fx, the root of this function is the value of x. This is x-axis and this is y-axis. That value of x at which y becomes 0 gives the root of this function. Okay, so this value of x is the root. This is the root. So finding the root of a function is a problem. Okay, so if this function is in the form of quadratic polynomial, say in the form of ax square plus bx plus c, then equals to 0. If this is in this format, okay, then we can apply the analytical method to find x, which is minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac divided by twice a. Okay, this is the analytical method. But if we have the function having the precise value s, because it is a plot, since it is a plot, they must have the precise value of the parameters a, b, and c. Okay, the exact value. Then we can apply the numerical method here. So one of the way of applying the numerical method here is we will guess the root. For example, this is 5, which is the root of the equation. Okay, then solving this, we don't know this in advance definitely, but what we will do, we will assume 2 points. Okay, we can assume 2 points within which the root lies, and we will make those points or move those points closer and closer. If we move those points closer and closer, finally, if we know that the root lies between these 2 points which are very extremely close to each other, then we can approximate the final value. This is one of the numerical approach. Okay, another way maybe we will assume the root. Okay, here is 5 is the exact solution, exact root, but we will assume the root to be 6, and we will do some process, and after completing the process we will obtain one value as output, and we will check that value how much close it is to the exact solution. If it is found to be very close to each other, then we can say that is the final root. Or if we don't get that value as closer as desired, then we will move on to another iteration, and in the successive iteration we will get more closer, we will get closer and closer values, and that will ultimately give the solution. Okay, so basically we will apply a numerical method in a number of problems. Okay, here I told you, if the given function is in this standard format, definitely we can use the analytical method and that will be much easier. But if the function is not standard, okay, this function fx is not a standard function, it's not a standard function, that means it may be any higher degree polynomial. Fx may be higher degree polynomial, or it may be any transcendental equation. Transcendental equation, okay, or the transcendental equation means it may be the log function, it may be the exponential function, or it may be the trigonometric function, right? In such case, where the function is a bit complex kind, then numerical approach will give us the better solution, or the better, the easy way to solve the problem. Okay, so there may be a number of problems, okay, where we can apply the numerical method. Application of numerical method, we can say. Application of numerical method, that means we can apply the numerical method in a number of different problem domains. Okay, some of the popular problem domains where we can apply the numerical method, and that we will study in this course, involve interpolation. One is interpolation and extrapolation problem. Interpolation and extrapolation problems can be solved by using the numerical method. So interpolation method means if we have given some function, okay, if we have given some function, if the given function is in the standard format, we can plot it and we can guess for any unknown value. For example, for this value of x, the function gives this value. For this value of x, the function gives this value. But we have to find out how much the function gives for any intermediate value, which is not exactly given in the problem. Then we can, this kind of problem is called interpolation problem. Here, actually the function will not be given. The exact function will not be given, but instead of the exact function, we may have given some observation points. Okay. For example, we may have any experiment. In that experiment, suppose there are two variables involved. One is the independent variable x, another is the dependent variable y. Okay. And we want to analyze by doing the experiment for some specific independent values of the independent variable, how much the dependent variable become. That is an experiment. Most of the experiments are of this kind in nature. So what we do, we perform the experiment and we select the values of x ourselves, because x is an independent variable. So I may choose the value of x 2, 4, 8, 10, and so on. And I will conduct the experiment and I will find the values of y, which is dependent on x, to be of this type. At 2, value of x, I obtain this. At 4, I obtain kind of say this. 8, I obtain this. 10, I obtain this. Okay. Then for 2.5, what will be the value of y? If we want to find out this value, which is actually not given in the set of observation. Okay, then this problem becomes interpolation problem. Similarly, if we have given the observation points within this limit only, right? But we have to approximate the value of y corresponding to suppose 200. Okay, then how much will be the value of x, which is beyond the given set of observation? Then the problem is called extrapolation. Okay, so interpolation and extrapolation is one of the famous and popular problem domain where we can apply numerical method. Okay. Similarly, we can use the numerical method in least square curve fitting. Okay. Least square curve fitting मा पनि हामी numerical method apply गर्न सक्छौं. You have studied about the least square curve fitting in your statistics also. So next we can apply this numerical method in numerical differentiation. Numerical differentiation. Numerical differentiation and integration. Okay. Actually, we can perform the differentiation and integration problems by using numerical approach also. Numerical approach means without using those analytical formulae. Okay. Another problem may be the solution of the system of linear equations. System of linear equations. Okay. To solve this system of linear equations also, we can use numerical method. Okay. System of linear equations means we have given a set of linear equations. Okay. And we have to find out, we have to solve these equations to find out a common intersection point. Okay, the point through which all these functions pass. Okay. So if we have given 2 or 3 functions only, then the solving the system of linear equations may be easier by using the analytical method. But there may be situations where we have given n number of such equations. Okay. So if we have given the n number of such equations, the large number of such equations, and we have to solve them, then definitely the analytical method becomes extremely hard. And in such case, the numerical method becomes better way of solving them. Actually, numerical methods are easier to implement in computers. Remember this point. That is the main reason why we are studying this subject. For example, we have to solve, or we have to write a program that will solve a given differentiation problem. Okay. So we have to implement that problem using programming language. So analytical method will be very, very difficult. Okay. That will be extremely hard to solve or implement in computers as an algorithm and program. But if we use numerical method, then it will be much easier. Okay. So we can use numerical method. So that is the importance of numerical method. Okay. Similarly, we can use or apply the numerical method in solving the problems involving differential equations. And there are some other problem domains also where the numerical method can be applied. But in our course also, we will use all of these problems. We will try to solve all these kind of problems by using numerical method. Okay. So finally, we can conclude. Okay. We can conclude that what conclusion we can make about the numerical method is we can apply the numerical method in different cases. Okay. So the first is analytical method has no solution. Okay. If the analytical method cannot give the solution of the problem, numerical method is applicable. Okay. Another is analytical method may exist. Analytical method may exist, but it is extremely hard. Okay. Too complex. Okay. In that case also, the numerical method can be applied. And if the problem involves approximations. Approximations means guess, initial guess. Okay, based on some reading. Okay, based on some reading. Based on some readings. In such case also, it is found that numerical method can be applied. Okay, and another point may be the problem needs to be implemented in the form of computer program. Okay, that means problem must be implemented in computer programs. Okay, then definitely we have to use numerical methods. So these are the different situations where the numerical method becomes applicable. Now let's talk about the characteristics. Characteristics of numerical method. Okay, some of the important characteristics of numerical method are, the first is, let me write in points, numbers. The first is it can solve numerical problems only. It cannot solve the problems involving the different dummy parameters. Okay, so I can say it can solve only the problems which are numerical. Okay, numerical problems only can be solved by using numerical method. Any problem involving not numbers but the dummy parameters cannot be solved. Okay, another characteristics is numerical method is actually it gives exact solution or the exact number as a solution, exact number as a solution. Okay, up to desired accuracy. Up to desired accuracy. How much accurate value we need, and depending upon that desire, we may have to go for a number of iterations, but the numerical method always gives the exact number as a solution. Okay, so that it is called the numerical method. Okay, next is there are a number of methods to solve a particular problem in numerical method. Okay, there are a number of ways to solve a problem. We may have to we can choose any appropriate method based on the problem. Okay, problem लाई हेरेर हामीले के गर्न सक्छौं, डिफरेन्ट मेथडहरु मध्ये कुनै एउटा मेथड चुज गर्न सक्छौं. That means I have already told you, I have given an example of finding the root of any given equation. Okay, so if we want to find the root of any given equation, as here, there are a number of methods, a number of ways. Okay, in numerical method there are a number of numerical methods, we can say, exist, and we can choose which method will be the best for this problem. Depending upon the problem, nature of the problem, we can select a particular problem from a particular method from a number of methods. Okay, so similarly for numerical differentiation, numerical integration, such kind of problems also, there are a number of methods, and we can select any method based on our problem. For different problems, different methods may be suitable. We can select any one depending upon the problem. Okay, and the desired level of accuracy, how much accurate result we need, depending upon that also we can select a particular method to solve the given problem. Another characteristic is solution procedure are simple and easy to implement in computers. Okay, easy to implement in computers. Okay, programming the solution will be easier if we use numerical method rather than analytical method, because in numerical method, no matter how many steps it involves, because having a solution including a large number of iterations is not a problem for computers, because computers are good in performing the problems involving iterations, looping, right? But for humans, it may be a bit difficulty. It may be a bit difficult for, actually not difficult, but the time consuming. Okay, for calculating the numbers and for involving a large number of iterations, but for computers that will be easier. And the last one is it uses direct or iterative methods to get answers within desired time limit. Okay, so numerical method uses direct or iterative methods to get the solution or the final answer within desired time limit. Because computers are extremely faster devices, so no matter how many loopings it involves, but we can get the answer in limited amount of time. Okay, and there are direct and iterative, two types of numerical methods. Okay, one type of method is called direct method, another is called iterative method. Now, what are the direct and iterative methods? Let's understand them, so that when we start studying the actual numerical methods, you will be able to understand whether this method is direct method or iterative method. And it is found that the iterative methods they give the better solution in comparison to the direct method, but it depends upon the problem again. Okay, so what are the direct and iterative methods? Direct and iterative methods. Okay, actually direct method means, direct method in this type of methods, numerical methods, it involves fixed number of steps. Okay, involves fixed number of steps, and after following those fixed number of steps, we will get into the solution. Okay, that kind of problems, numerical methods, are called the direct method. Okay, some of the example of direct method are, you will study this later. For example, Gaussian elimination. Gaussian elimination method. Okay, this is one example of the direct method. We'll study this method later, definitely. So here what you have to understand is direct methods involve fixed number of steps. If you follow those number of steps in exactly in the given steps, after following them, you will get into the solution. Okay, so that is the direct method. Iterative method means, iterative method means in iterative numerical methods, it do not necessarily stop after a certain number of steps. Okay, there is no guarantee that after these many steps the problem will stop. That is no guarantee. Okay, in this iterative method, first of all, no guarantee to stop, no guarantee of steps, we can say, no guarantee of fixed number of steps. Okay, that is indefinite, indefinite steps it takes, indefinite number of steps it takes. Indefinite means we can't say how many steps. Indefinite doesn't mean infinite. Okay, indefinite means we cannot say after how many steps the problem will end, the solution will end and give the result. Okay, so in iterative method we always use the certain pattern of problem solving, and that pattern is like this. First of all, we'll have a process, we'll have a fixed number of a fixed process. Okay, we can say process or method, which is the main part of the solution, and we give the input number, maybe a single number or a set of numbers as input, okay, to the process. That input is actually initial guess. Initial guess. Initial guess for the solution. Okay, initial guess of solution. What may be the final result? We will make initial guess at the beginning, but if we make the random guesses, then it may not give the precise result or the accurate result. So initial guess also must be as closer as possible, okay, to the actual result. So making an initial guess is also very important thing in the iterative methods. After making the initial guess, we will input those initial guess, which are the approximated values for the solution, to the process. And the process will give us some output. Process will give us some output. Okay. This output will be given by the process will be closer to the exact solution. Here it was just approximation, but this output after processing will be closer to exact solution. And here, after getting the output, we will decide whether we have to go for another looping or not. So what we decide here is whether we have to go for another looping or not. That means if we go for another looping, we will give these output as new input. Okay. Output as new input. If we don't have to go for a next loop, then we may exit. Okay. We may exit here. Okay. With this output as a solution. Exit with output as a solution. But what we will decide here is output obtained here up to desired accuracy. Okay. Is this output obtained is up to desired accuracy? Okay. How much accurate answer we want, depending upon that. Okay. We can say that whether we have to loop. If yes, then we can exit. If the output obtained is up to the desired level of accuracy, we can exit the problem, and that output will be the solution. If no, then we can go for next step. In the next step, this particular output becomes the input to the process, and it will again give us another output, and this output will be a bit closer to the exact solution, because initially we are starting from the guess of the final answer. Okay. So this kind of problem solving method in numerical methods, that is called iterative method.
Sir, what do you base our initial guess on? Is it random or how do you?
Actually, it depends upon the problem. Okay, there are a number of problems which we can solve by using the initial guess, by using this iterative method. So there is an art of choosing the initial guess, and that is not same for all the problems. Okay, so that is problem specific, how we decide the initial guess. If we guess the initial, if we make the initial guess in every problem, it is not the similar. Okay, so what do I mean is, if you, in some cases, if you make initial guess haphazardly, randomly, then after involving or after going through the process, then you will get output which is farther from the exact solution. In the next step, you may go further away from the exact solution. In the next step, you will go away from the exact solution, and you will just go away from the exact solution instead of going closer to the exact solution. Okay, so this is called divergence. You may encounter the divergence problem, but we must have selected the input or the initial guess so that the problem becomes convergent to the exact solution. Okay, so you will understand it better when we see the actual problems. This much for today. Tomorrow we will talk about some errors. Okay, here I told you, if you look at this diamond, the decision making step, it is telling us something about the errors. Okay, because if the problem is convergent, if the solution becomes convergent, then after every iteration we'll get the solution closer to the exact answer. But if the problem becomes divergent, then we'll move away from the exact solution and we will never get the exact solution in such cases. And the measurement of error becomes crucial here. Okay, because after every steps we have to decide whether to start another step or to exit based on the errors. Okay, how much error is acceptable, that will decide whether to go to another step or not. If the error is within the acceptable range, we will exit and we'll say that is the solution. But if the error is not within the acceptable range, then what will happen? We'll go for another loop to get the answer more closer to the exact solution. Okay, so measurement of error becomes very crucial over here. So here are two terms that will signify or that will characterize the errors, and that is accuracy and precision. So tomorrow we'll talk about the accuracy and precision, and we will talk about different types of errors that we can discuss in the problem solution. Okay, thank you so much. Let me download the attendance.